as parents, whether we're a birth parent or an adoptive parent or a foster carer, what we are really striving for is to have those really good quality relationships with our children. And as we know, relationships don't always come easy. So, if we go back to the beginning and we have a better understanding about how those relationships formed in the first place and why they are so important, then that will help us to maybe create better relationships or to repair relationships that have maybe got a bit ruptured or a bit broken, and also to support our children to develop better relationships with ourselves and with their peers. So let's go right back to the beginning and let's think about attachment and why it is so important. Babies are born utterly helpless. The only way that they can survive in the world is by developing a relationship, developing a bond with a primary caregiver. Now that tends to be mum, because when babies first born, even when they enter into the world, they still believe that they are attached and they are part of mum. So they are completely reliant on them to make sure that life is possible and that all their needs are met. Human babies, in comparison to other mammals, are actually more reliant on their primary caregivers, on mum and dad or whoever it might be, for much, much longer than any other mammal. If you think about cats and dogs, they're up and walking within a few days or a few weeks, and they become quite independent quite quickly. Whereas little human babies are very, very dependent for a very, very long time. They need to ensure that we are attuned to them, that we notice them, and that we figure out what their needs are and meet those needs in order to keep them safe and secure. So, what happens is baby feels discomfort. Now, they don't know whether they're tired or hungry or they need their nappy changed. They just feel uncomfortable. What that then does is that sets off a stress response inside the baby. The baby then cries, and if we are an attuned adult, which means that we are watching and we're noticing and we're picking up on the baby's cues, then we'll pick up our baby and we'll try and figure out what's wrong. We'll say, oh my goodness, what do you need? Are you tired? Are you hungry? Do you need your nappy changed? Have you got a sore tummy? And we play detective until we meet that need. And once we meet that need, that stress response is reduced and baby feels well and all is right again. Now, it's after numerous cycles of that happening, of that arousal, and then us meeting the need and that relaxation, that the baby begins to learn that this person takes care of me. I can trust this person. This person is reliable. This person is predictable. And that's actually their first sense of love. Before we even attach an emotion to it, that sense of getting all of my needs met by this really important special person is baby's first sense of feeling and being loved. Now, attachment isn't just about babies and parents. Attachment lasts with us throughout our lifetime. We all need to connect. And we do that in all sorts of different ways. And quite often, when we're young children, we try to connect in all sorts of ways and it might come out wrong. So as adults, when we may have looked at children previously and thought, oh goodness, they're just so attention seeking, they're always at me, they need me all the time, they're so needy. We need to reframe and rephrase that, as our children are not attention seeking, they are attachment seeking. They are going back during times of stress or times of need to what happened naturally for them. They are showing us, communicating through their behaviour, that they need connection. That whatever is going on in their world right now, they can't cope with it. They can't manage it on their own. They need to connect to us as the well-regulated adult and have that attachment and that sense of security and trust and the knowledge that we are going to come along beside them and we are going to support them to navigate the difficult situation. This is the first part of the attachment program. We're then going to look on in the next video to look at the serve and return process. So tune back in again and we'll find out a little bit more.